I'm entering a national park here near the city of Ban Lung in Ratanakiri, and it has very much almost jungle-like vegetation, and there is a big crater lake created by a volcanic eruption. Some scientists think that happened 4,000 years ago, and some others think it happened more like 10-20,000 years ago, so we don't really know exactly, but it nevertheless, it's very interesting to check out, and I'm on the way. We are nearly by the lake now. I am on a pontoon bridge all alone with a perfect view of this lake. It's 48 meters deep and the water is crystal clear. Take a look. I can literally see the bottom of this. Clear waters are a perfect sign of volcanic origin of this magnificent lake. Amazing, you can see the bottom of this water. It's totally clear. And you don't see that in so many places nowadays. It's almost like going back to the Jurassic period, walking around this lake. I hope I don't run into any dinosaur, because this landscape would just perfectly fit in their habitat. Unbelievable beauty. I'm really glad I decided to come here. All around me. Taking a well-deserved break on this bench to catch my breath, drink some water, and soon we'll continue. Look at this. There's nothing nearby, just peace and quiet and crystal clear waters of this amazing volcanic lake. Just birds singing. Oh, it's very refreshing. Check out this tree. It's huge and very tall. and has to be standing here for centuries. And likewise this tree. Just the size of these trees indicates how long it had to be here. And we are not talking about 50 years, we are talking several hundred years. You can just see that at first glance, that these are products of a very long time. Look at that. And having said that, there has to be wildlife around here. I wouldn't want to run into a poisonous snake or some kind of other predator. Well, hopefully they don't come to a footpath. It really has jungle-like qualities. I think that's what the fun is all about, isn't it? And I also heard that some of the indigenous tribes had joined the Khmer Rouge because of their grievances with the French colonial period and a little bit with the new Khmer Republic, and some of them joined the Khmer Rouge, and here in these jungles they were conducting their warfare and guerrilla attacks. And then the Vietnamese army in the 1970s cleared the area of these people, and it's been peaceful, mostly tranquil ever since. Look at this tree, wow! Now that must be 200 meters. Look at that thing, wow! Look at that thing. I had to put my camera right on top of my head because otherwise you couldn't even see how huge this tree is. The circumference of the bottom part's gotta be several meters wide. That's the kind of vegetation you encounter around this lake. Undoubtedly, as soon as the ashes of the volcanic eruption settled down, the vegetation started slowly sprouting, and it wouldn't surprise me if some of these trees had been here for 1,000 years or even more. You don't grow into the height of 200 meters in a few decades. That takes centuries for a tree. Now, isn't this amazing? Look at the nature, it's wild. It's a jungle-like kind of vegetation. And it's just magnificent. The lake is like 10 meters away here. Good exercise too. Kill two birds with one stone. I must be halfway across the lake, if not 3/4 by now. I've been walking for good 30 minutes and loving it. Look at this. Look at that. And I think I'm going to take a little breather right here. Oh, that's nice. That's wonderful, just what I needed. Give myself 5 minutes breather. Look at this tree. Look at the size of it. We're talking 100 meters, plus minus 10 meters. I'd say I'm no expert and I don't have scientific equipment, but what I do have is a bit of common sense, which tells me these are some tree monsters, literally. It's everywhere you look. Huge, massive trees. I don't know what type of trees these are. But this is pristine nature, virtually untouched for centuries, with the sole exception of the entrance and a couple of restaurants popular with local people who come here to have breakfast or lunch and just listen to some music and relax by the lake. But other than that, this is untouched nature with monster trees, which I cannot call anything else when I see the size of this. That surprised me. I knew there would be jungle around it, but not this big. Look at this. Just look at that. Look at the size of this. Wow. It's incredible. And right, its roots are literally inside the lake, in the water. So they get all this nutrition for this super fertile soil. Oh, behind me, I cannot really get to it because it's a thick jungle, but there is a huge monster of a tree. Oh, right there. Look, look. Perhaps you can see bits of it right there. You see that? It's huge in diameter. It's got to be 3-4 meters, 5 in diameter. It's right there, and I can't get to it through the thick vegetation, unfortunately, try as I might. And bamboo trees. I think even pandas would probably like it here. Oh, all this is bamboo. Wow, an amazing lake. Look at this bamboo network. It seems like a huge bamboo construction site, and I hear some pecking sounds as if some sort of a bird or animal was. Do you hear it? Maybe it's just the wind, but it sounds like a woodpecker of sorts pecking into these trees. I must say that visit to this lake had exceeded my expectation. Because of the flora that surrounds it. I hear noises. There is some little lizards or something of sorts. Oh, right there. And crystal clear water below. You can see literally the bottom rocks. Well, look at the size of this tree. Look at that. It has to be almost 100 meters. And there's many more like that around here. The size of these trees is a living testament to what actually happened here those thousands of years ago. But if you ask me, I'm no expert, but when I see trees the size of this, there's just so many of them, and one bigger than the other. And when I see that, it kind of tells me that this area had been here. These trees had started growing here shortly after the volcanic eruption ended, and volcanic eruption always enriches the soil around it with minerals, metals and everything, and that's why these trees are so enormous. But there's got to be some monkeys living here, because this is a jungle. This is the edge of a jungle by a beautiful lake with drinking water, so there just has got to be monkey troops living around here. Check out those trees. Check out those trees. Enormous and lush vegetation. Hope that some T-Rex doesn't run out from this jungle and chop my head off for breakfast. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. And I'm approaching the spot from which I set out from the other side. Just look at the scenery. Look at that. I am absolutely fascinated by this nature. I have seen a 2-foot lizard running just in front of my legs, but I didn't catch it on camera. Well, and because I'm nearing the point from which I set out, I think I will end the video here. There is so much more amazing nature, but I think everyone gets the idea just from the footage seen until now. So one last look, and I'm gonna call it a day from this magnificent Kyo Yan Lake. Thanks for watching. See you later.